cash, look at the cash coming in. Come get your man, Slim Booker bugging me. Just see the bag, quit all that jaw jackery. Don't even me that I don't want none of it. He's mad about it, had enough of it. Whoa, watch what you saying, how that poppin' and shaking. Y'all is a lazy, my posse deep and I raiding. We act a fool for the paper, had a dream and I made it. El Camino on Dayton's, bitches guess over bait. Put the bread on me, bet on my bacon. Big it flat in the bacon, I might just roll out today. I might just roll out to Vegas, head back to my old ways. Cop a roof for all day. Look at me, baby. Look at me, baby. Don't I look like a million? I'm about to clean out the safe. Don't I look like somebody that just be bodying everything? All that talking is great, but I don't be talking. I air it out. All the problems have gotten easy to bury. I'd rather kiss on my. I've been broke way longer than I've been rich, so until it levels out, I'ma take mama to the Marriott and took me so long to get it, gonna spread it out. Let them know all about me when I'm dead and gone. One in the hand, one in the bag, bubbling. One in the hand, one in the bag, bubbling. Look at the cash, bubbling. Look at the cash, bubbling. One in the hand, one in the hand, one in the hand, one in the bag, bubbling. Look at the cash, bubbling. Look at the cash, bubbling. I'ma need all the fries you can give me, all the hot sauce, all the pie you can give me. Better be all or nothing, don't have me in the middle. You better be all you can. Yeah, super fly for the Dumbos, plenty slides like a shuffle.
All right, Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State in TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Two clubs here, each looking to rebound from a Week 1 loss as we're underway on EA Sports. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. First carry for Carlos Hyde. And nothing doing on his first run. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play there. Second down.
There we go. Nice play, baby. Right there. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On second down, Hyde. And he goes across the 20 to the 22. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5. So the shotgun snap to Allen. The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Now we're going to get a timeout here called by the Patriots. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass, a run. What will they do? We're about to find out. 4th down. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th.
Gone! Leopard! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit!
Now the Notre Dame man, this is Theo Riddick. And he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
to Hyde. And an alley to run. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
So following the run by Hyde, here's 1st and 10.
Detroit! Detroit!
They run again with Hyde on first. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. A tackle for loss there. 2 last week. He's tough to handle coming off the edge.
And when you talk about a defensive end, your first thought is, how does he rush the passer? That's where he makes his big plays, getting into the backfield. But the best ones can play the run as well. And that's what we're seeing from him, that excellent combination of holding the point of attack and also getting upfield to make plays in the backfield.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. He dumps it to Hyde. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they've rallied and made the tackle.
They've already gone for it and made it once on this opening drive. They're going to try it again on 4th down.
Detroit! Detroit! Gone! 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 Gone!
Allen will look to throw for it on 4th. Escaping the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. The Jags come up empty on 4th down. And on the opening drive of the afternoon, the defense forces a turnover on downs. Very good starting position for the Patriot offense as they come up 1st and 10. Now Carr. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Peterson a 1st down and more. And he gets this one down to the 24. All told, it's an even 30 and a 1st down. If you're an Adrian Peterson fan, that's the sign that you want to see right there on the other end. They got to learn to get him down, or this could be a long run.
And it's also the sign that his team wanted to see. Him making that.
Looking for his tight end read, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 12. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. The head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll run it now out of the gun. And some room for him there as he'll take this up to about the 15. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves him with 3rd and about 6 yards to go.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent game.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. Flushed out right. Looking downfield for Godwin. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way down to the 24-yard line.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
first down, a run with Hyde. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 12 more yards there and another first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to run with.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at third down. The Jaguars on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
All right, now, look at 56. Look it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Call it a gain of 5. 4th down now.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
And Lutz's kick is good. And the Jaguars grab a 3-0 lead. So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal. So
maybe now the mentality changes in this game because anytime you can get to the red zone, and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there, and then you're just looking for that big break to take you over the top.
The Patriots offense now, they work their way back onto the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
Eluding the pressure right. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Remember this Jacksonville D, 55 sacks a season ago.
I think they want to fight for nickname supremacy with Pittsburgh. Remember, they were just one behind Pittsburgh for the overall lead in sacks last year. Pittsburgh known as Blitzburgh. Jacksonville, they're known as Saxonville.
Carr to throw on second down. Incomplete. This is Albert Wilson. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to third down.
All that practice time came to fruition on that play. All those timing routes that they work on through training camp, OTAs, minicamp, and just regular season, they got it done on that one. An outcut, ball was delivered, and picked up the completion.
Now Carr. Trying to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. The intended receiver there, Allen.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Detroit! Detroit!
Handoff comes to Hyde, and he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
They run. Hyde. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Allen now looks to throw. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back At the 38, Jerry Hughes. In there to get him for a loss of 3, and it'll be 4th down. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Now the Patriots offense, they work their way back out onto the field. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. A huge play there on the screen pass. 46 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Throwing on 1st down is Carr. Throwing for his line back, and he's got him complete. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
Here we go.
Shotgun now for Carr. And the Jags get to him as down he goes.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
7:34.
On 3rd and long, it's Carr. Looking long for his tight end read. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
So they are going to call on Dan Bailey here. His career long is 56 yards done in Seattle. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt.
And this is one of the risks you run when you attempt a long field goal. If you miss, the defense takes over the spot of the placement. So now they've got a chance to get one more drive in before halftime.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. Dancing to his left. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility of the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles, usually more of the run-stuffing variety. But the way this game is advanced, you're wanting a little bit of everything out of all of your guys. But let's just go ahead and break it down and make it simple. The guy who's the right defensive end versus a right-handed quarterback, that's the blind side. He's going after the quarterback. He's going to put him on the ground.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Flush to his right. Complete here. It's high. Well, he gets this deep into Patriot territory. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. A give left to Hyde. And he stopped immediately there. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
No. Check. Patriot.
On the counter. This is high. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And Lutz puts this one through. So we hit the halftime break here in Jacksonville with the Jags on top. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with the coach and our EA Sports halftime report. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he will take it back only to about the 13-yard line here.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
And a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. A gain of 3, second down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Now he's going to let it go deep, back over the middle. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at second down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, it really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
Here's Carr. Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. Flushed out right. And Wilson has it. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That one good for 13 and a New England first down.
And there was absolutely zero pressure on the quarterback on that play. 3rd down, and he has all the time in the world to eventually find an open receiver for a first down pickup.
And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
They'll run it. Here's Peterson. Peterson a first down and more. And did he get in? No. Down at the 1-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. So a big run for AP, and when you look at the total package, everyone knows the level of player he's been in this league. But what really impresses you about Adrian Peterson?
I have to go back to the nickname his father gave him, which is AD, which stands for all day, because he never stopped. Morning, noon, night, and that's how he plays the game. No plays over. He always tries to finish things, and he thinks that each and every run he makes is going to take him up.
And he will score. Touchdown, Patriots. Derek Carr, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Patriots have cut it back within a score. And maybe the defense caught a little by surprise there that he took off and got in?
Yeah, I would think so, because if you're analyzing it from that side of the ball, you're thinking running back, fullback. It takes you a while before you get to the quarterback.
Bailey now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive, missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you know, you've put something out there, you've given yourself a chance, you're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the posts. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going.
They go play action here on first down. He's going to wind up and air it out. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Brianne Bonnie Calhoun. And he will score. Touchdown, Patriots. Well, when both guys went up for the ball, I just thought, who's going to come down with it? I didn't think he'd come down with it and then take it all the way for a touchdown.
That's battling, isn't it? Because normally, if both guys go up for it and come down with it, the tie goes to the offense. The defensive player didn't want it to be a tie at all. He wanted a little bit more, took it, and went the other direction. So
they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And they just had that pick 6. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle. You know, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Running left, here's High. And he'll get this one up to the 26. On to stop there defensively, Tyler Davison.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
Detroit!
To throw on 3rd down. Allen trying to lay one up deep. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
Now the Patriot offense set to take over again. And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound.
And I don't care how we're playing the game these days, offensive linemen still want to fire out and smack the guy opposite them and move the football on the ground. They feel better about that.
And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. A gain of 32 that time. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Carr. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. The Patriot passing game is rolling. They've got another first down.
Later. Go Chief. 808. 29.
Now a play fake here on first down. And bringing it in right side here, Beckham. And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. Odell Beckham, his second touchdown on the season. And the Patriots add on to their lead. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdowns scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. Allen now on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Telvin Smith coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Play clock down to 3, and we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Throwing now is Allen. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Vinny Curry in there to drop him, and sacks on first and second downs are going to lead to a 3rd and long. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
I would dare say that these guys would have liked to have given their defense a little bit more rest since they gave up a touchdown their last time out. But alas, my man, that's not going to happen.
Yep, they're going to have to grab those helmets, get right back out there. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. The Patriot offense now set to come back out onto the field. We've seen them do much better here after a struggling first half.
And what I like about what I've seen is that they're executing at a much higher rate now. And I don't know how much of that is changing plays or changing philosophies as much as, okay, guys, let's just get it together and tune things up to a really nice degree.
Yeah, sometimes it can just be a leader in the huddle saying, let's get this together, right?
And so many times you've worked all week on certain things that if you're just going to throw it all out and kind of start over, you're not going to execute as well. Sometimes it's just what you said. Okay, guys, let's get it together. Let's go right now. And that's exactly what they're doing.
Carr again here on 2nd and 10. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this is going to be intercepted. The linebacker, Stephon Anthony, with a pick. Wow, between last week and this week, that's now 8 interceptions. 5 a week ago, now 3 here.
Well, he is so lucky that one of the defense coordinators I played for, a man named Ken Donahue, is not there right now. Because he saw that happen during his coaching career, and he grabbed a quarterback in the midst of a streak like this and said, tell you what, son, why don't you throw it?
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Telvin Smith in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. 23 yards on the play.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a 1st down with a nice throw.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard. And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. The corner, Ronald Darby, comes up to get him. The Jaguars on third down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 4. Here's Allen. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Avery Williamson. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. Now after the INT, it's Carr. It's caught. Beckham. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
On second down, Peterson. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and they're going to have a third down. Throwing now is Carr. And this is going to be incomplete.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that in just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
And no, it doesn't get there. Hits the crossbar, bounces back out. He had it on line, but it comes up about a rotation short. He had it on line, gave it a pretty good ride too, but in the end, he's a victim of the crossbar.
And Brandon, you know kickers very well. I bet if we ask him after the game, he'll say he didn't get all of it. We've seen him hit from deeper than this in warm-ups. But here, he's a foot or so from clearing that bar.
He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable second and short.
Allen gonna throw. There's the Washington Husky. It's Dante Pettis. A good pickup there of 20 yards. But correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
And he'll get about 4 as he's brought down at the 24.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
They go back to Reddick. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12. Now we're going to get a timeout here called by the Patriots. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. Another tote for the afternoon workhorse. It's high. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak. Not letting blockers get to them, allowing them to run to the football and keep that running game bottled up.
Give them 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third. The Jaguars on third down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. From the gun, it's Allen. And that is incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
So a field goal gets you back within a score, but they're going to go for the bigger chunk here. Kicking team on the sidelines. Offense on for 4th down. Now Allen, got to have this one. Eluding the pressure right. That's to his running back, complete. The Jags come up empty on 4th down. And the Patriots defense is going to take over on down. So now with a little over 2 minutes to play, the road back gets very difficult.
Difficult, but still not impossible if they go ahead and play this thing out. Now the defense has to come up big. They've got to go for a strip of the football on each and every snap to try and give themselves a chance.
And now just 3 seconds before the 2-minute warning, they're going to call the timeout here defensively. Again, Peterson. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. First down, here's the run with Peterson. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter, in the zone, the ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
New England on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. And off comes to Peterson. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22.
Well, it wasn't so much that it looked like the offense was threatening. They were. I mean, they had great field position, but how about the defense on that one? Huge stop on 3rd down. It wasn't just a stop. Look at the loss of yardage, and it changes the play calling and the thought process for the offense now. Big-time play for the D, and now they have the advantage.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Detroit!
On 1st down, Allen. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Danny Trevathan, and they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. They give it to Peterson. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It's a pickup of 13, and with that 13 yards, this ball game just about over. Carr down to a knee, and that ought to just about do it. Good bounce back win. They take the knee, can't stop the clock defensively. Tough opening week loss, but now 1-1.
Shows that they handled things really well. A lot of teams panic after a week 1 loss, and they start to think that the sky's falling. This team realizes there's a long season, and they feel very talented, and they get it done in this one.
A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for the Patriots, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll have another road date next week with the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for Jacksonville, they'll drop to 0-2, and they'll be at home next week for a date with the Tennessee Titans. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.